So, without further ado, over to Sven-Arne. What is this special announcement?
I can use this one, yeah? In Berlin, we signed an 8-year deal with Eurovision, EBU. That was the longest deal athletics have ever done with television in Europe. Now, today, with Tobias, head of Spar in Europe or the world or international, we have agreed on an 8-year contract with Spar for the next 8 years, and we are really, really pleased about that, because for us it's the longest sponsor contract also for European athletics. And for those of you who doesn't know, Spar has been a partner of us since 1996. And that is 22 years. And when we add 8 more years, we will come up to a 30 years anniversary in 8 years' time, and that's really outstanding. And Spar has always been on our side, and it's a company, it's a name we really like to be connected to. And I think we have done quite well over the years to promote together with us, the Spar brand, and we are really pleased, Tobias, and thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much, Sven-Arne, and on behalf of Spar International, we're absolutely delighted to extend this long-standing partnership. You're right, it started in 1996, and it's possibly one of the longest-standing sports sponsorships I'm certainly aware of, possibly anywhere. So we've really worked closely together. I want to thank you, Sven-Arne, and all of the team of European Athletics. Over those years, it's been a very constructive partnership, a partnership which started at the international level, but led also then many of our retail partners in the over 25 European countries where Spar has a presence with over 11,000 stores to also take up this sponsorship of athletics, be that at club level, be that supporting youth games, and be that also sponsoring at the under-18, under-20, under-23 championships. Spar, we want to be present at all levels of athletics. We pride ourselves on that. And in the years, we've really become synonymous with the sponsorship of European athletics. It's been a partnership which has been solid, and we are delighted now to extend that for a further 8 years, which will take us up to at least 2027.
You want to sign for a longer period?
Well, we can discuss that maybe on Sunday. So, without further ado, Sven, if you would like to sign the agreement together.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, I have to give that to you. Oh, it's very elegant. It's like Kim and Trump somewhere else in the world, yeah?
I don't think they made an agreement, Sven.
I don't know.
Good. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Tobias. So, Sven-Arne, if you stay here, and Tobias, thank you once again for that great news. So now we move on to the, shall we say, the official part of the event press conference. So I would like to invite to join us, Sven-Arne, on the stage, Councillor David MacDonald, Deputy Leader of Glasgow City Council, and Joe Fitzpatrick, Minister for Public Health, Sport and Wellbeing. So they will join us momentarily on the stage. Do we have them? Okay. Well, then I suppose we can start with Sven-Arne to say a few words regarding the event in Glasgow. So, Sven-Arne.
Thank you, James. It's a real pleasure to be back in this cold city again. I was here the 1st of August, and I still have the cold, as you can hear, from the European Championships week we had together with Berlin. We had athletics in Berlin, and there were 6 sports here in Glasgow, and it was a phenomenal success. It was really a successful combination of hard work, of determination, of good athletes, both in Glasgow and in Berlin. And for us in European athletics, this was for sure the best we ever had. Hi. Nice to see you again. Nice. So we are really delighted to be back here. And 2018 was such a year for athletics. And we had the best year ever, I can say. Okay, I'm biased, but I am the president, so I can be really proud of the people and what they did in 2018. The championships in Berlin, I'm sure that most of you were there, saw it, was really amazing. Nobody missed these big stars from the past. We have no stars in Europe, and we are going to have a lot of them here in the next 3 days. And that is what we are all for. We are here for the athletes. And people are calling me now to get tickets. And I said I cannot build any bigger indoor hall. Maybe you can, maybe, but we cannot. And it's a really good atmosphere. We are going into here with a lot of good athletes. We are going to meet some of them in a couple of minutes. But we are from European Athletics are really, really happy. And we want to thank the city of Glasgow, the organizing committee, the UK Athletics, all the volunteers, and we want to wish good luck to all the athletes and our partners. Spar, we already met here, we have Gruyere, we have Toyo Tires, and we have EBU with the television coverage. The television coverage will be the biggest from the indoor championships we ever had, with more than 480 hours live transmission in Europe. We are going to have the biggest championships. When we were in Kelvin Hall in 1990, there was 27 countries participating. This weekend, we are going to be 49 federations participating. There was about 270 athletes in 1990, and now we are more than 640. And I'm so proud because from the winners of Belgrade, a great championships 2 years ago, 20 of them are here now, and one is pregnant, some are not running for the moment indoor, and all the big names are here. And as you know, we had an additional athlete from you entered a couple of days ago, which will bring drama and more to the championships, because we are here for the athletes. There's no use. None of you would have been here if there was no athletes in Glasgow this weekend. And well, maybe I would have been there, David, to have some. So maybe some drinks or something. I don't know. But we are here for the athletes, and we have to do it. And I'm feeling the conditions will be really, really fantastic. I've been in that hall before, and I really look forward to the next 3 days. And thank you for hosting us again. And as I said before you came, we had a fantastic 10 days in August. I still have that cold from the first opening day. It was bloody cold, if you say it the Scottish way. Okay, maybe.
Thank you very much. Can I start just by saying welcome to the City of Glasgow, in particular to President Hansen. He's a great friend of Glasgow. We're delighted to have you back in the city. Hopefully the weather will be better this weekend and you might finally recover from that cold that you've had. But this is a fantastic occasion, and we are pleased to welcome Europe back to Glasgow. We look forward to some fantastic competition for these European Indoor Athletics Championships in our world-class Emirates Arena. That arena, of course, was built for the 2014 Commonwealth Games and has gone on to welcome many great sporting events and tens of thousands of spectators. But this weekend will be our biggest indoor athletics event in the city in almost 30 years, since the indoor athletics was at Kelvin Hall. I was 6 years old in 1990, but my dad was there, and he still talks about Linford Christie winning the 60 metres gold medal. So that's a great memory that I have from childhood. So I'm looking forward to seeing some more memories this weekend. But I think Glasgow and Scotland have always enjoyed a very strong relationship with British and European athletics, and it's that successful partnership which has helped to bring this event to the city. This event has really been very much a story of teamwork, and I want to put on record our thanks to our colleagues from the Scottish Government, to British Athletics, from Glasgow City Council, and also from Glasgow Life for all the work that's been involved, from the bid to the organising team, all the way through to delivery of the event this weekend. This is, as the President said, the 35th championship, and I have no doubt that it will be the best yet, because in Glasgow we only do the best ever sporting events. We've got more than 600 athletes here this weekend. I think it's fair to say that records will be made and broken in front of a sold-out arena, packed with the world's best sports fans. Those fans will be fulsome in their support for Scottish athletes, but they will also cheer on athletes from across Europe, and I think everyone will enjoy getting to hear the Emirates roar. It is truly something very special. Glasgow is a city that is passionate about sports. It's one of the reasons that we as a city continue to invest in sports. Over the last 20 years, we've seen a remarkable story of success in Glasgow becoming the 5th best city in the world for sports, a title that we've now held for 3 years. We feel that we are there on merit, we're there through hard work and through leadership. And to put that into some context, there are 4,000 cities in the world, and Glasgow is number 5 for sports. We're number 1 in our population category, and I think that is thanks to a huge amount of hard work and dedication from the city, from our partners like European Athletics, and also the citizens of Glasgow who have taken sport to their heart. And through that work, we've been able to demonstrate the true meaning of legacy from hosting major events such as this. So we have got the research and the studies and the evidence to show that by hosting these major events that we can actually increase participation in sports amongst members of the public. And that is very much our dearest hope over this weekend, that young people will be inspired by the athletes that they see, that they can come and try some of these sports for themselves. Finally, all that remains for me to say, ladies and gentlemen, is thank you again for being here. Thank you for choosing to come back to Glasgow. I can promise you that this will be an amazing event, and I hope that aside from the fantastic sport and the achievements that we see, that you all have the opportunity to enjoy everything that our city hosts. I hope that you get some kind weather, and I hope very much that you enjoy a fantastic weekend of sport here in Glasgow, and you find out why it's so true that we say that people make Glasgow. Thank you very much.
Thank you, David. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor MacDonald. So I invite you to take a seat. I know you have a very busy schedule, and the Minister Fitzpatrick is also running late. So I would like to open the floor now to any questions for President Hansen. So if you have a question, please raise your hand, and we'll send over a microphone to you. So René.
Mr. Hansen, you said...
My name is Sven.
Mr. Hansen Sven, yeah? You told us that you have a very high level in your events the last year. And now the elections are coming, and you will be 4 years longer. And how can you make it better? Is it possible?
Well, René, that's not so easy to make it better, but we have to keep up the high quality we are doing. But of course, since I'm the only candidate, as many of you know, in 13th of April in Prague, I have already started to do even improving many of the things we are doing now. We are going to work with, for example, Tobias and Spar to improve, doing more digital work. We are going to, but most of all, we have to get the stars. We have to have the young people come to our sport. And I think we are different in Europe, but in my country, Norway, even if there is a small championships in skiing going on, athletics clubs are full. We can't get any more people to enter the clubs because they don't have the capacity. And that should be the vision all over Europe, and to get athletics popular and back to school. And back. So I have many plans, René, but you can come to Prague on the 13th of April after they have officially elected me. I will give a little bit more insight, and I will also send out to all of you on a couple of days, James, on Tuesday. I will send out a report and vision for the future.
Thank you, Sven Arne. So next question, please. Please raise your hand. Mike.
Question for Sven from Mike. 2 years ago in Belgrade, Ivana Spanovic, the hometown girl, produced a superb performance, which was memorable, will be for many years. I'm not asking you to back any particular athletes, but how important do you think it is to the event that there's home athletes of the stature of Laura Muir who are here to engage local interest and indeed defend titles?
Mike, I organized the Bislett Games 30 years. I paid bonuses to 39 world records. The stars are very important, but the most important are the home stars. We must always know that. There is no use to go and organize the championships anywhere if you don't have home stars. And I look really forward to hear that Emirates roar when we come there, and she's coming and she's going to run 2 distances. And home stars, as the backbone of our organization, of organizing the sport. We are lucky that we have that in Scotland now. We have very good people here. We have Ivana. I was lucky to give her the gold medal after the long jump. There was 9,000 people waiting 45 minutes after the last event just to take part in that medal ceremony. And this is what home stars means. They are really the backbone of our sport.
Thank you, Sven-Arne. Next question, please, for the President.
Bring in the athletes.
No more questions. Good. Yes, just there.
Hello, Sven. I'm Gabby Piericini from the Tracktastic Athletics podcast and Decathlonpedia and Decathletes of Europe websites. I wanted to ask you a question about 2 small countries, Norway and Scotland, each with population of 5 million, who are producing not just one great athlete, but multiple great athletes who can be on the podium. What can small countries teach the rest of the world when it comes to producing great athletes?
Well, we are very equal here. We have more or less the same climate. We have a little bit more snow. But our biggest competitor in Norway, that's the Skiing Federation. That is by far the biggest competitor. And I'm sure you will meet one guy here now a little bit later, and his brothers. They would have been superb skiers as well if they had gone to that sport. But it's hard work. It's hard work in the clubs. The federations are not producing the athletes. It's the clubs who are producing, and also the families. The families have to put the energy behind and be really, really supporting. And I go back a long time with Scottish athletics. Alan Wells was celebrating after his gold in Moscow. I didn't understand a word that Margot, his wife, was saying, but that was my problem, the dialect. But you have to produce it in the clubs, support the clubs, and that is. I'm very happy for Glasgow. They have really, really good support of the clubs here, and we see the things. But I cannot do anything. It's the federation can do very little, but we have to try to put the work in place. For example, also, and we have to put the education in place. For example, now in last year in Gjør, you see on the bibs, it's I run clean. That's a signal from us in European athletics that we don't accept doping and cheating. And this is brought now this year in Gävle and Borås for the under-23 and under-20 championships. It will be compulsory to go through the education. And next year for Paris European Championships, it will be compulsory. And we hope to bring this down to the club levels as well. And also I've been asked by a federation yesterday to bring the DNA, which we are doing for the first time in Minsk, down to the clubs and federations. So we have a lot of tools, but we have to be innovative. We have to think new all the time. And okay, I'm the oldest on my council, but I'm not the most conservative, I can tell you that. I'm trying to change. But change everything, yes, but not my thing. That is what the people are saying. But good luck to Scottish athletics. I have so many good memories of friends from Scotland coming to my meeting in Bislett. We even have a match Norway-Scotland when I was young. And I'm happy to meet your people here, and I'm happy for UK athletics that they had such a strong country as a part of UK athletics as Scotland is.
Thank you, Sven-Arne. And now, Minister Fitzpatrick, if you could join Sven-Arne at the table.
Welcome.
And
Welcome, Joe.
I'll just invite you to.
Sorry for being late.
No. The traffic is bad. I knew yesterday.
I'll just invite you to say a few words.
So thanks very much, Sven. It's really good to see. Apologies for being a little late. Glasgow's been full of sporting events for me today, so I was at the opening the BMX facility in Glasgow, and I've just been at Hampden talking about racism, the red card. So it's great to be here this afternoon ahead of the European Athletic Indoor Championships. This is the first time that the championships have been held in Scotland since 1990. So a huge warm welcome to the European Athletic Federation's competitors and to all those associated with this very prestigious event. The European Athletics Indoor Championships has been a great tradition going back some 40 years and has seen many outstanding performances. But I'm going to highlight Scotland's Tom McKean, who in the 800 metres won that the last time it was here in Glasgow. This year's event promises to be somewhat truly special. With over 3 days, we're going to see some 600 athletes from 50 countries competing in the magnificent Emirates Arena. And as Scotland's Sports Minister, I'm especially proud to see a record 9 Scottish athletes selected to compete. So I'm sure that's going to make it the add to the excitement and give something special to the local support to cheer on. These championships provide Scottish crowds with another opportunity to see world-class athletes competing on our doorstep. Indeed, this is the second major sporting competition to be held in Scotland in the last 12 months, with the very successful inaugural European Championships having taken place across the country last summer. That builds on the other events like the Ryder Cup and the Commonwealth Games in the past, and this year too is going to be another very busy year for Scotland, with the Solheim Cup taking place at Gleneagles in September and the European short course swimming here in Glasgow in December. And next year Glasgow is again co-hosting the Euro 2020 Football Championships. But for any of these events to be a success, partnership working is so important. And in Scotland, we have some great partners with Glasgow Life, Event Scotland and European Athletics, all working together to ensure that this weekend's event will be a fantastic success for everyone involved. And it sets a really high bar for Torun, Poland in 2021. So I want to just conclude by thanking everyone who has worked so hard to bring us to this point, and we can now look forward to some top-class international athletic action over the next 3 days, and what will no doubt be one of the noisiest venues in Europe. So thanks very much for everyone who's been involved, and I hope you all have a great time and really enjoy the weekend's events. Thank you.
Thank you to the Minister. Thank you to Sven Arne. Thank you to Councillor MacDonald and to Tobias Vasmet of Spar.